YouTube, what's good? It's your boy, Paulus Harris, aka Crazy Uncle. Hey, guess what? This your first time tuning in. Go ahead. Hit the doggone subscribe button. Hit notification bell every time I post up new content. Today's episode is brought to you in part by the lovely people who make this fantastic drink. This one is Jungle Juice, so you already know it's roaring good. Yeah, I know that was rather silly, but hey, I'm crazy. Oh, fuck y'all gonna do? All right. And by Crescent Nine, weed in a can, baby. Drink this shit here, boy. Look, you might start pink pigs flying around the fucker. So, and just because it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Not only that it's 5 o'clock somewhere, but just know somewhere it's April 1st, which just happens to be my birthday. Thus, this is why I titled this show the way that I did, because while all of y'all, well, I'm not gonna say all of y'all, but let's just say the majority of y'all, when it was cold as fuck in December, right? Talking about Happy New Year. No, damn well it ain't the case. I didn't show y'all this plenty of times, right? But what happens when you're a teacher, professor, whatever the hell you want to call yourself, right? And you got the inside scoop of what's going on. Hell, why not go out and tell everybody? Right? So, that being said, April 1st, April Fool's Day. And I'm going to prove it with this. Now, I already know what a lot of y'all finna say. Y'all probably finna say, well, hold on now. How you going to drink and have the word of God or the word of Yahweh or the so-called word of God or your word of Yahweh and you drink it? Well, hey, it's quite simple, people, because all what the hell we got to do that way it'll calm some of y'all's nerves. Actually, be perfectly honest with me, it doesn't bother me because like I said, I know what's going on here. So in our case, and no, I'm not actually like really trying to preach to y'all today. I'm just actually really trying to prove a point here. Right? If I can find it. Yeah. So here it is. We're gonna do John. We're gonna do John 1 and 1. Right? If I can find it. Been a while. Y'all gonna have to. But in other case, here with the thing with John, right? Sitting out there on the island of Patmos, right? Where he actually like really he wrote the book of Revelations, right? Which for a lot of for a lot of y'all think that is something that is y'all thinking that that's some shit that's finna come down the road. When in all actually, with all honesty, right? That is something, right? It's already didn't happen, people. If you really want to actually really know the truth, and which again, this is not. I'm not gonna. This is not gonna be one of those sessions, because all what the hell I'm gonna tell y'all. instinct. Just go and read this stuff for yourself. But in our case, here's John 1 and 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Yahweh. Now, in the King James Version, they say God, right? But I'm saying Yahweh for this. So, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Yahweh, and the Word was Yahweh. Now that right there should get you. But see, but John knew what the hell he was doing. So he like, you know what? I don't think they got me. So he went down to verse 14 and said, and the word was made flesh. What is this? This is paper. This right here is flesh. So this is not. But it's a good reference. Now that I got that out the way, you probably figure out, okay, well, how the hell you figure that April 1st is the first month of the year? Well, hell, for those of y'all that actually like read newspaper, or if you check your horoscope, what zodiac sign always show up first? Aries, which I'm a full-blown Aries. I got the name, I got the birth date, and just know that my brother, and if you do that Greek mythology stuff, yes, Apollos or Apollo and Ares, which is spelled Ares, were brothers. So, with that being said, so here's where here's the proof. John, so this is like Exodus 12th chapter, verses 1 through 4, or you can actually really take it all the way down to verse 8. But the whole chapter, for the most part, Zechariah really talking about the Passover supper, or what was about to happen. The 10 deadly plagues come over the land of Egypt. And this is what the folk had to do to get salvation. So it said, and Yahweh spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, this month shall be the beginning of the months unto you. Right? Meaning that from here on out, this is what's going to happen, because I don't need to tell you about January, named after the Roman goddess Janus, and just know that the bitch is two-faced. So you take it from there. So, but another case, right? So he said, this month is the first month of the year, y'all. So then you say, okay, well, what month is that? So then you go over here to Exodus 13:4. This day you came out in the month of Abib, because you gotta understand something now. They died there in the land of Egypt. Slaves, they was, slaves, the Hebrew slaves in our case. So that's why, in which again, I can actually really take that somewhere. But I'm just telling y'all today is New Year's Eve. I don't give a fuck what nobody else say. I just showed you the proof. And so, and there it is, people, right? So, like I said, come tomorrow, this will be the only, just know anything after, especially after tomorrow, I'll probably get back on here and I'll be like, hey, Happy New Year's, motherfuckers. right? Plain and simple. Because that's what the fuck the crazy uncle does, right? So, got enough of that. Now, crazy uncle, finna show y'all. At which, for the moment, the next topic I'm talking about, you know what? I might just start doing it my damn self because again, for one, ain't nobody gonna see it like how I see it, you know. But in other case, I'm in there watching the motherfucker pop the balloon. What is it, pop the balloon or find love, right? So, sometimes they have the men and they try to get after this one female or vice versa. But in either case, some of them, like some of the stupidest motherfuckers ever walked the face of the earth, I swear. And then it's only because, look, and again, this is something that I done told y'all back then, you know, in previous shows and on my previous channel. Some of y'all, and that means both men and women. Just like I said, some of y'all so fucked up to it ridiculous. I'm watching one. So the woman, she come out there, and it's the same thing. What do you look for in a man? What are some of your deal breakers? Blah 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 blah. Right. So then the question was, well, she asked the question, and so she was like, "What makes you stand out amongst other men?" Let that shit sink in, right? What makes you stand out amongst other men? And so I'm just like, okay, apparently everybody there is standing out because how else would you know that they're there, right? But I'm just like, so I'm looking at this, and I'm just like, okay, she's stupid for asking the damn question, and then they stupid because they ain't know how to answer the damn question. Because I swear, and that what I'm talking about. Well, I don't know them. I'm like, bitch, that wasn't the fucking. Did you pay attention to the question? Did you pay attention to the question, motherfucker? Right? I mean, because here it is. I ain't finna go on no bullshit show like that in the first place. Because for one, my teeth are all over the goddamn place. Not to say that I could put Black and Decker out of business, but I already know if I wasn't married, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go on here. And they gonna be like, oh, you nice looking, but your teeth all jacked up. So I'm just like, okay. I'll be like, okay, well, you know what? I'll give you that, but what the fuck? Just because my teeth jacked up, right? What that got to do with me standing out? Or matter of fact, it has a lot to do with me standing out because while everybody else's teeth is straight, they don't know how to answer a motherfucking question. Me, on the other hand, the crazy uncle, yes, my teeth are jacked up. But see, I'm the type of motherfucker, I'm like, well, what makes you stand out amongst all men? I'm like, shit, look at me. I'm Apollos Harris, right? I'm retired Army. And then I'll come off and I'll say some shit like, because I am the weightlifting, rotisserie chicken eating, Four Loko drinking, son of a gun, doing all what I can to stay in motherfucking shape. That's what, you know. And then, and if that didn't get it, I'll be like, well, hey, look, just know I'm probably one of the smartest motherfuckers that you ever gonna run across. All right. But the rest of the motherfucker, they on that job. No, I'm finna pop your balloon, right? If I was her, and just like the same thing, I mean, because you gotta be like, okay, you know what the fuck you want, right? don't nobody, don't nobody know you better than you know yourself. So I get it. You got your cameras on you, spotlight on you somewhere. But dog, if you can't handle yourself under pressure, and that's like the pressure is not that great, 9 times out of 10. But if you don't know yourself enough where that you gotta be like, oh, right? Meaning that you don't know, it's almost like you know what you want, but you rehearsed it in another way that however she asked the question, you gonna get the wrong fucking answer. So basically, I mean, don't get me wrong, they have a couple of matches on there, but 9 times out of 10, that shit don't last that long. I mean, I get the fact the host or the hostess, hey, look, crazy uncle, applaud your effort, right? But you can't sit up here and tell me like, well, I'm not gonna say because I don't know how that woman think, but I've been saying, if it was me and I was the host, I'd be like, I'm talking to all the motherfucking producers, and I'm like, where y'all get these motherfuckers from, man? Like, seriously. So I'm just like, but just know that the crazy uncle, right? Just know I can get on there, or when I start doing these action videos, y'all gonna have to excuse me. Goddamn polyfly, fly flying around, give me a little bit of difficulty. But here's the deal, people. You're not gonna get nowhere in life if you really don't know what the fuck is going on. Whether it's from this point of view, which people may say, look, it's the ultimate point of view, but the thing about it is that if you really don't know how to read this, then it ain't nothing more than just another book. Plain and simple. And I challenge any so-called preacher on it. Take your ass out to the woodshed. Like, seriously. So, but just like say, you know, I mean, for you younger folk, know how to dress, know how to wash, know how to ask a question, and actually really know how to answer a question. Because I'm just like, don't none of you motherfuckers know how to ask or answer a question. Plain and simple. Now, granted the fact, like when I do start doing these shows, well, yeah, just know that that's something that y'all gonna hear me say a lot of times. You gonna hear me say raggedy motherfucker, ignorant motherfucker, dumbass motherfucker, or just old plain motherfucker. It all depends on how I feel, right? And so, as I enjoy this last day of the year, which is also the last day that I will be 51 years old. Tomorrow is a whole new day. And just hopefully I can actually really wake up and see the start not only of a brand new day, but also a brand new chapter, which will be chapter 52, right, of my life. So, with that being said, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell Big Dad, tell Big Bertha, your uncle, your auntie, your grandma, your papa. Motherfucker next door, cross street, round the corner, Paul's Harris, aka Crazy Uncle. Till next time.